even big yet, but that's fine. We'll do the next best thing. Let's give this
in
a watch.
Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday was a total disaster. There was an entire section that was fairly empty. Donald Trump blamed the school, which controls the auditorium, said it was their fault. More on that in a moment. Throughout the speech, Donald Trump continued to glitch and continued to glitch like this. Here's an example. Let's play it.
Should not stop. She said she was endorsing to fund the place and the police, and she said, violent mobs, let the violent mobs keep going.
What? What? She was endorsing defund the police? No, she wasn't. She's an ex-prosecutor. I would have loved it if she endorsed it. I would have loved if they stopped calling it defund the police and actually called it what it was. The idea is to refund, divert funds, use the funds in a way that helps the people and not just gives police war machines. But Democrats have a hard time, boy. They have a hard time in marketing. So they come up with defund the police, which it sounds horrible. But no, she wasn't like that because she didn't want that, because neither did Joe Biden. And that was the vice president for Joe Biden.
Then Donald Trump.
Let the people, let the violence go. You believe she said that? The thing is, the people who believe she said that are all at that rally. All of them. And that's why they had empty seats. If you believe that, you don't have to tell anybody. You just swallow that, go to sleep on it, and don't tell nobody that you believed when Kamala said, let the violent mobs go. The amount of lies you're about to hear is astounding.
Spent a lot of time during the speech attacking the school, blaming them for the fact that they wouldn't let 1,000 more people in. He's saying that's why there were empty seats in the stadium, unlike with Vice President Kamala Harris, where the entire stadium in Atlanta was full. Play the clip.
You.
But the school administration stopped us from getting another 500, 600, even 1,000 people.
I said this was going to be the petty. This is called the Petty Live. I'm only doing this to be petty. What happened was, when I did my thing on Warnock and his awesome speech, someone left in a comment, they said, oh, she had to pay the homeless people to come fill up the stadium. Of course he didn't mean that. They don't believe anything. They just say whatever it is to try to win. It's gross. They just say things. And it's become the new heroic stance to just say whatever you have to say to win, and you feel heroic and like a winner. But they don't believe in anything. That's why they change their values so fast. But I felt petty when I saw that. And I went back to answer him, and he erased it. And I wanted to know why, and I found this. Out of pure pettiness, I had to just go live. The Petty Live, guys. Now, if anybody ever tells you, listen, I had 2 or 3 or maybe like 5 of them. Whatever they're talking about, you say, maybe. If somebody says I had 2, 10, maybe 20 of them, you say, you're an effing liar. But 2, 10, maybe 20? Of what? Of what? But when somebody says they left out 500, 600, maybe 1,000, numbers have definitions encompassed in mathematics. There's no such thing as 5, 6, maybe 1,000. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Stopped us from getting another 500, 600, even 1,000 people in.
If you believe that, you're an idiot. If you believe that, you're an idiot. If somebody told you, I had 2 10, maybe 20 cars, you would say, you're an effing liar. It's obvious. But because this person has become a golden god to be worshipped, and all language, meanings of words have just fallen apart in the minds of the people who worship him, because he gives them a sense of winning, a sense of being on top, powerful. They're willing to forego their own, intelligence? Oh, 5, 6, maybe 1,000, sure. It just goes right over their head.
Thousands of people were told no, and that was okay, but we could have fit another 600 people. So I don't know anything about the school. I don't know anything about this school, but they could have allowed more people. You got people standing outside. Look at all the people outside. They could have come in.
It's not about left or right.
They could have come
Whoever
in.
does that sucks, period.
So
What's
we're not
going on,
happy.
Indigo?
Hello out there. And then they
Listen
actually
to your boy cry.
have people standing
You might
outside.
enjoy this.
Look at all the people.
Listen to your boy cry about his
about
empty
the school.
seats.
I don't know anything about this school, but they could have allowed more people. You got people standing outside. Look at all the people outside. They could have come in. They could have come in.
Look at all the people.
So we're not happy. Hello out there. And then they actually pushed the people very far away from the building where we have beautiful cameras set up for the open.
What happened was he said, look at all the people outside. Looked at the cameras, saw there was not a lot of people outside, and made up another lie on the spot. They actually pushed him back farther from the building. He's on the spot lying. So this is a petty lie, because the person in my comment section who said Kamala only had a full building because she paid homeless people to show up to make himself feel better, his coping mechanism. This is a liar. That commenter is going to hang his decency on, his future on. And when I went back to answer, he was gone. Gone. Erased it because he saw this. So now I'm petty. I decided to go live. Let's watch it together and laugh at this bum fool.
Overflow crowds, the administration of the school. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be sending anybody to this school. I'm not happy about it.
You don't have any more kids that go to school. You idiot. You narcissist. You dummy. What's wrong with you?
If they're going to stand in the way of admitting people to our rally, just imagine what they're going to do on election day.
It's a school. It's called Georgia State University. I went there. It's a good one. They even have a Young Republicans Club that I used to frequent because I enjoy hearing different points of view. You're wrong, Mr. Trump. You couldn't draw enough people because intelligent people don't come to your rallies. That's why. That's why. That's why you have great numbers in podunk towns, where your party has succeeded in brainwashing enough people to believing that education isn't important and the only book you need to read is the Bible. They show up in hordes. The college campus you go to, unless it's Liberty University, is going to look like that every time. Because intelligent people that also are Republicans, Democrats, independents, don't show up to your crap. I know a lot of them. That's why it's empty. Because you tried to flex at a university. The only university you could get into is the one your father paid for, and this one where you paid for the space. And no one cares.
We're not going to let that happen.
Donald Trump then talks about Hannibal Lecter, a fictional cannibal friend of his. And in this speech, Donald Trump calls Hannibal Lecter Dr. Hannibal
I don't
Hannibal
care.
Lecter. Oh,
He says, Vladimir Putin, great job.
Here we
the
go.
leader of the GOP, folks. Play the
The
clip.
leader of the
terrible.
GOP. The leader. Darla Lamar, when you come on, I want you to forget about right or left. I just need you to remember this is the leader of the GOP and why we are talking like this. It's only one or the other. It's only one or the other, guys.
Oh, there we go. By the way, I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal.
I don't care what anybody says when they tell me, well, it's not all Republicans. Does it matter when he's the Republican nominee? Does it matter about the people in the corner? Does it matter about the people under the rock? The people talking on Twitter? Does it matter that all Republicans are or aren't anything when he's the one we're voting for? And he's the one they're sucking up to. And he's the one that's killing the bills that actually would have done something about the border. And he's the one giving influence to dictators around the world. And he's the one actually talking about getting rid of anybody who wants to protest against him by using the military and calling it the Insurrection Act. Does it matter? Does it matter that it's not all? It doesn't matter, does it? He's the one we're voting for. So unless you stop it, unless you can stop him, don't talk to me about it's not all. It doesn't matter. He's the one with the power that is being given to him by the party he represents. Like it or not.
Did you see the deal we made?
Donald Trump then spent a ton of time talking about President Biden, who he's not even running against any portion of that. Play the clip.
Choke. He was choking like a dog. He was choking.
Why does he hate dogs so much? I don't know.
He was choking like a dog.
Donald Trump then says that Vice President Kamala Harris is a, quote, low IQ individual. She has a low IQ.
And she happens to be really a low IQ individual.
He's a racist, misogynist, philanderer. I felt it important to be petty today on the live. That's why I'm watching this. I hope you enjoy it. The difference between me and someone else who wants to be petty for no reason is everything I say will be a fact.
Really does. She has a very low IQ. We don't need a low IQ.
Racist.
President Xi of China said, oh, good, we have another one, a low IQ individual. They love dealing with low IQ.
They love dealing with low IQ. What does it mean? What does that word mean? They love dealing with low IQ. We did good on border. We did good on military. This is how he talks because he has a list of stupid things in his mind that he thinks are talking points, but they're words that have no meaning. That have no meaning. This is how he speaks. They love low IQ. What do you mean they love low IQ? What does that mean? Individuals, they love dealing with people who are low IQ individuals. Why? Stupid people are dangerous for everyone involved. Smart people understand that when they deal with them. They'd much rather be dealing with an intelligent person. Because then the intelligent person actually has bargaining chips. Understands the duality of the situation. Stupid people get laughed at in Germany and Poland and Russia and China and India and England and New Zealand and Australia and South Africa. Stupid people get laughed at.
Love dealing with low IQ people, and they got them here, I'll tell you. We got them all. She is terrible. She's worse than he. I think she's worse than him. By the way, they.
More glitching from Donald Trump. He can't say the word wrecking. Play the clip.
Thank you very much, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. Together we will stop Kamala Harris's nation-wrecking. I'll tell you what, when you see what she's done to.
Here's another problem. Here's another problem. I'm gonna give it to you raw. Every time you hear him say, "Oh, I tell you what," this is something that he says instead of "excuse me," because he's a narcissistic, unintelligent buffoon. You see, intelligent people understand that anybody can make a gaffe or a glitch, and you say "excuse me" or you correct yourself. Him, he believes it's weak, so he acts like he meant to say it and then continues with oh, you know, I love the mice. And you know what? Mouses are great too. That's what he's doing. Instead of saying, "Oh, I mean,
nation,
mouse."
she's wrecking our nation.
Then Donald Trump says that there are 19 different ways to say Kamala, and he calls her Crazy Kamala and then mispronounces her name on purpose. Let's play that clip.
And we're going to defeat Crazy Kamala. Kamala. You know, there's about 19 different ways of saying it. She only likes 3. Biden never even came close. Kamala Shigri. Kamala.
He's so smart. Oh my God. How can I bow down a little bit more? He's so intelligent. It's so funny. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves for allowing this to be your standard bearer in Atlanta. Look at all them black fools behind him. You can never account for the actual amount of stupid people around you. There's more than you think.
No, it's Kamala.
Donald Trump then continues to be obsessed about the crowd size and then lies and said people left during Vice President Kamala Harris's speech, which is simply false. Play the clip.
She was here a week ago, lots of empty seats.
What?
But the crowd she got was because she had entertainers, and it all started to unfold.
Lots of empty seats. Guys, you're watching a third-rate con man, a third grader with the mind of a kindergartner. The type of person, like my son who's 6, who comes stomping down the stairs and looks around the corner and sees me looking at him and says, "How did you know I was coming?" Because he's not smart enough to fathom that adults can tell a lie. The adults in the room have turned their brain off to tickle this man's sack so he feels comfortable. It's sick over there. Did you hear the lie? It's like listening to your 3-year-old tell you a lie to your face and you try to give him a chance to tell the truth. Is that really what happened, son? But these guys smile and drink it up, use it for sustenance, and then repeat it on my comment section like they're freaking smart. You've lost it.
A week ago, lots of empty seats. But the crowd she got was because she had entertainers, and it all started to unfold when they started to leave about 10 minutes into the speech. It was very boring.
Donald Trump then makes up that if you vote for Vice President Kamala Harris,
Sorry,
she
darling.
will remove the words Merry Christmas.
You know
Play the
what
clip.
I meant. God
Ready?
dog it, these people
The 2
suck.
words are Merry Christmas. She doesn't want anybody saying Merry Christmas.
Where did that
Donald
come from?
Trump continues to say odd and bizarre and frankly weird things about Vice President Kamala Harris. He then calls her Bernie Sanders, but not as smart. Play the clip.
She's worse than Biden. She's worse than Bernie Sanders. She's Bernie Sanders, but not as smart. That's the way.
People, this lie, the problem with this lie is, it's not that, it's so egregious that it's unbelievable, which it is. The problem with this lie is that the people who he's telling it to, he knows and I know that they don't know the difference. So all he has to do is say it. That's the problem with it. Kamala is a corporate Democrat who you may get, like Joe Biden, somehow to do some left-wing things if you press her enough. That's it. You think we don't know that? Us lefties over here think that she's going to come in and automatically give us government health care, get rid of all of the student debt, free college, make it like it is in France, where you have extended education even after your bachelor's degree paid for by either the government or your job, but the job is paid back, and everything that they make goes to them as well as the society around them. You think that's what she's looking for? No. No. But the truth is, no one in that crowd knows the difference. And quite frankly, most Democrats don't know the difference either. So that's the problem with that lie. No, she's not more left than Bernie. That would be awesome if she was, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Words don't matter here.
Bernie Sanders. She's Bernie Sanders, but not as smart.
Because she's black. I know that's hard to hear. I've been listening to him for a long time. I don't have to apologize for that anymore. If you think I do, you've not been listening. You know it. Every racist comment that has come since he went to the National Association of Black Journalists has become his gut reaction of having been told what to do or how to talk by black people. It hurt him, and so he's come out with a campaign of who's blacker or more Indian. Who cares? What that means is she's dumb because she's black. Just like the people who he wouldn't let live in his apartment buildings because they were black. And he got sued for it. And lost. Just like he put out the ad in the newspaper to have those guys killed, even though they were proven to not be the perpetrators of the crime. He wanted the death penalty for them because they were black. I just wanted to remind you of that.
That's the way I view her. I said she's a dumb version of Bernie Sanders and actually further left than him.
Then Donald Trump says that he now supports electric cars, despite saying previously that he hates electric vehicles because Elon Musk told him to say that. Play the clip.
And I'm for electric cars. I have to be, because Elon endorsed me very strongly. Elon.
I have to be because Elon endorsed me. And people go, yeah! They've turned their brains off. You're watching people who have turned their brains off. If he told them to go outside and shoot themselves, they would. He's like an imam leader. He's like the people who get others to strap on a vest and kill themselves. As long as he can keep talking. Because as long as he's talking, they actively turn their brains off. That's not where I want to go. I want the next one, though.
This young girl from Italy, a champion boxer, she got hit so hard she didn't know what the hell hit her. It's a person that transitioned. He was a good male boxer. Yeah, he was a good male boxer. And she didn't even go down. He hit her with 2 jabs, and she said, "I'm out."
So here we go. This is important. because you're going to get this. If you're active online, if you're here, G Gall, Indigo, NY2, Darla Mar, TV2 Live, I know you are, shit. If you're here, Laura, and you're active, you're going to get this. Someone will tell you that the Olympic boxer from this Muslim country transitioned from a man. I have a lot of study to do before I say that that's okay in boxing. Fine. You don't like me, maybe I'm not left enough. But one thing I can say is I'm not going to assume anything, because she's a woman and has been her whole life. And even the accusation of this, when she goes back to her country, could get her arrested or killed. But these flagrant liars, narcissists, sociopaths who care nothing about the things they say or who they say it about or to, have turned it into this thing because they think she looks like a man. The dangers of this foolishness right here cannot be overstated. So I wanted to make sure you knew that, and you could go ahead and tell your people when they start coming at you with this bull. Say, family, she's been a girl since she was born. She's had high testosterone since she was born. But in her country, there's no such thing as trans, like they want to do here. They have a dictatorship where they are, like he wants to do here. So no, she's not. She couldn't be if she wanted to. That's how you like it, huh? You want to be like them. We want to be the ISIS of America. And I just got demonetized. Dang, I was trying so hard.
How crazy is it? The weightlifters are great, though, because...
Then Donald Trump attacks Bruce Springsteen. Play the clip.
Well, Hillary used to do that, too. I remember she got Bruce Springsteen. I'm not I'm not a huge fan. I have a bad trait. I only like people that like me. Does that make sense?
Then Donald Trump talks about not having a guitar. He says, I don't care
about that. I want to talk about this.
You know, Fannie Willis is...
In Georgia. Play the clip.
You know, Fannie Willis is a good friend of your governor. You know that? Your governor. I'm not a fan of your governor. But
then Donald Trump attacks other Republicans. Mitt Romney.
He's in Georgia. Georgia has a Republican governor. The Republican governor of Georgia was once the Secretary of State of Georgia, the State Department, or State Secretary of Georgia, the one who ran the elections. He ran his own election, purged all the voters he wanted to become Georgia's governor. The person running for governor also was in charge of running the elections. That was Georgia. That's Brian Kemp. Then he won again after already being governor. Now he's on his second term. This guy comes to Georgia, and this is what he has to say about him. Kemp is still donating to him, last I saw. Kemp is still aggrandizing him and supporting him. Up to 2 weeks ago. There's no accounting for the sycophancy. They have turned their minds off. Don't try to understand it. Just know that that's the case. It'll help you.
The former presidential candidate for the Republican Party, Paul Ryan, the former vice presidential candidate, and then Donald Trump attacks Fox. Play the clip.
Remember Romney? And they did polls. Romney and Paul Ryan, what a combination that was.
Hey,
whoops,
Indigo.
There we go off Fox. Fox just won it. No, Paul Ryan's on the board of Fox. What a mistake that was.
Then Fox has to cut its coverage of this Trump rally. Play the clip.
Under these kinds of woke radical left policies, Atlanta is like a killing field, and your governor ought to get off his ass and do something about it.
Look at those. Look at those. Look at those. All those people in the back that cheer. Atlanta's like a killing field. It's not a boo. That's what they were waiting for him to say. They're fired up about that. You wonder, do they like that he said that? Do they like that it's happening? Do they like that it makes them feel powerful, that that is even maybe true? If it was, which it's not, crime in Atlanta has gone down like everywhere else. It is bad in some places, like everywhere else. You're wondering, what are those black folks there cheering for when he says that? Do they like that he said that? Is your first natural response, human beings on the other side of this screen, is your first natural response to someone saying, you know, where you live is like a killing field, to cheer or to go, dang, man, I'm so glad he's going to do something about that? Well, if you're a sycophant, if only thing that matters to you is winning and the power that comes with it, you too would cheer like they just did, ravenous, with glee, because they just owned the libs and their killing fields.
So the Trump rally underway there in Atlanta. The former president.
Yeah, this was a spite live, a live spite. The guy who came under my Warnock video, I'm not even gonna go into them. I got a video coming out about these black Republicans are so disappointing. I'm just gonna say, be honest with you, like, what more does someone have to do to tell you that they hate you, and you do everything you can to just be a contrarian because it makes you feel good or powerful? The amount of lies I've seen from these people and the destruction that they're willing to do to their own people so that they're not the one getting sent to the concentration camp. The Jews did it too. In Germany, there were some of them who felt like the best thing they could do was join the side of the other. It's sad, because in the end, they too were sent away. So I have a video coming out about that. It's not going to get a lot of clicks or a lot of likes, because when you talk about those types of subjects, they're not very popular. But we're going to talk about policing in America. We're going to talk about racism in America. And I'm going to throw in just a little bit of that self-hate that we have. But no, the pettiness was because someone went in my comment section and told me that Kamala only had a bunch of people at her rally because she paid homeless people to come. That was his way of coping. So I wanted to just show this, if I could. And I'm going to end it right here. Why don't we just end with that? Why don't I make that big? Tee hee, ha ha, ha 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 ha. I love you all, man. I love you all. Indigo NY2, I love you. Darlamar, I love you. G. Gar, I love you. Midas Kevin Anderson, I love you. Laura Malcolm, I don't know what happened to her. She was supposed to be on moderating this. You guys know I'm not good at typing and answering. And TV2 Live, you know I love you. I'm going to get on her, man. Well, I just did this spur of the moment, so she doesn't have to, you know. You guys, hope you have a good one. I will see you next time. We got real, actual videos coming out. This was just a spite live video, having fun, because I felt like it. I felt it was necessary. And be prepared for the more... love you, Darla. Be prepared for the more educational, in-depth that you're used to tomorrow. We've got a few videos coming out. Don't judge us on this one if you're just tuning in or you just found this channel. This one is just for the folks who know. Bye, guys. Oh! Join. Become a channel member. We got new interviews and a bunch more coming. That's only for channel members. Just like we did the other day with the French magistrate. We got things coming. You might want to join, get a lot of perks and cool things like emoji, stickers, but even more importantly, live interviews, shows that no one else